Hi, welcome back to One Dish, Two Ways. I'm calling this, it's part of the blooper reel, people. It's supposed to be blinking, oh no. Blinking red and green, is that okay? All right. Hi, welcome back to One Dish, Two Ways. I'm calling this your cheater meal. What I mean by that is it's shish kebabs and baked potatoes, but we're cheating a little bit, and I'll explain to you why. So in here, I have already cut up mushrooms. I cut in half. These are button mushrooms. I've got yellow bell pepper. I've got orange, green, and red onions. You want to cut everything so it's going to cook for approximately the same amount of time. So I know that the peppers kind of dwindle down to nothing from just time of cooking them. So I made them just slightly bigger than the onions because I know they're going to shrink down some. And I only did the mushrooms in half because that makes them bigger compared to these. So on the peppers, I cut off all four sides of the pepper, and then on each side of that pepper, I cut it into 6 pieces. So that gives you a size amount, if you will. You can always cut smaller. And then we've got kielbasa and chicken. So I cut the kielbasa, and same thing. He's going to cook, and why I call these cheater is we have found over time, by the time you take all the time to put the shish kebabs on and then all the cooking, and sometimes they don't all get cooked, we just assume get it all ready to go, all the flavorings of the shish kebab, but he does it on the flat top downstairs in the outdoor kitchen, which he's going to show in just a few minutes. So that's what I call it, cheater. We don't spend the time to put everything on the kebab, but definitely if you want to do that, go right ahead. Just keep in mind, if you use the wooden ones, you've got to soak those so that they will not burn up when they're on the grill. So let's talk more about the veggies. So I need to season the veggies, so I want to come back to that in a second. The kielbasa is basically already cooked, and it's already got a ton of flavor, so I don't need to add anything to it. The chicken now, I did soak that in teriyaki marinade before, and we just happen to have a teriyaki marinade in the fridge, so that's what I use. So that's been soaking for a couple of hours. So that's what he's going to do there. He's going to do this on one side of the flat top, and he's going to do this on the other side of the flat top. And he's going to cook it without oil, especially on the veggies for me. So let's add a little bit of seasoning to these veggies. So I want to add a little bit of low sodium tamari just to the top, just as a liquid for that my seasoning to stick. And then this is just an all-purpose seasoning. You see me in other videos, I use this all-purpose garlic seasoning. Well, the gentleman that makes that, I haven't seen him at the farmer's market, so I made my own. So this is what I've done. And if you guys want, let me know in the comments, would you like a video of the homemade seasonings that I make? Because I make my own taco seasoning, and I make my own healthy seasoning. And then I've got this new one that I started making, this all-purpose. So it's got garlic in it. It's got Italian seasoning, smoked paprika. It's got other stuff, and I can't remember everything right now. Use what's in your cupboard, though. And we all have spices that we've bought, and just use it up. Don't be afraid if you want to combine a little lemon pepper, maybe with some Cajun seasoning. Combine those up. This is a salt-free version of one, so I'm just going to add, I don't know, a couple teaspoons of the seasoning here, and then I'm going to stir. And this way, it's got all the seasoning, and Joe just has to do the cooking part of it. And that little bit of tamari is going to help us have that stuff stick to it. Plus, of course, the vegetables will release some water, and that will help the seasoning stick also. So we've got that ready to go. So while I was cutting up the veggies and the kielbasa, I put 2 baked potatoes, hopefully that camera can see it, in the microwave. I call these cheater baked potatoes, which are perfect when it's warm outside. So these are pretty big potatoes. A lot of microwaves have a potato setting. So I just put it on the potato set. First, always make sure you poke your potatoes. You don't want them blowing up in the microwave. And then I put them on the potato setting, and I think I cooked them another minute. I'm going to show you. They are about 90% ready. So you can see I get very little resistance going through them. That's what you want. You want them about 90% there. And the cheater part is, while Joe is grilling, I'm going to put these in the air fryer so that they get the crispy on the outside, like if you bake them in the oven for an hour, but they're already cooked on the inside. So you get that same feeling as if you did that for an hour, but you don't have to heat up your kitchen nor take an hour to do it. Because a lot of times you're like me, you realize you want baked potatoes and dinner's in 30 minutes. So this is what I've come up with as my cheater baked potato. So I'm going to hand this off to Joe, put this in the air fryer, and then when we come back, we'll do some tasting for you. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Well, hello. It's just me out here tonight. And I thought I would throw something at you real quick as a little quick video. Sheila will wrap it up later inside. I just wanted to show you what I'm doing here. We are cooking some hibachi. We were going to do kabobs, but since I have a flat top, decided I would just cook them out here on the flat top. And these are all Sheila's vegetables. They're all going to cook down a little bit, and then on this side, and then on the other side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the meat on here in a little bit, and just letting these vegetables cook. Meat won't take very long at all for me to have with it, and we'll wrap this up, and Sheila will finish up with what's going on inside. Talk to you later. Silly me, I forgot to show you the meat part of this. It's basically chicken that's been marinating in teriyaki sauce, and I got the grill here on pretty high so we can quick cook that. And then I got some kielbasa that I'm going to eat with it as well, with my vegetables. I do like most of these vegetables other than the mushrooms. Probably I'll avoid those, but the peppers and onions I'm fine with. This will make a good meal, even for me, because of trying to be a little low carb, avoiding the corn, the peas, the potatoes, that kind of thing, helps make this good for both of us. So it's actually one dish, one way, it's just two different additives. So just so you know what's going on with that. And once the meat is almost done, we have what Sheila buys. It's sugar-free J. Hughes barbecue sauce. I like it a lot considering it's sugar-free. It's still, to be honest with you, it's different than Baby Ray's or some of your other more popular brands, but it definitely is just as good and works and helps with my keeping my blood sugar down, so can't complain. And you can see the vegetables are coming along here. They're starting to steam up and they're starting to soften and cook down. So we'll be coming along here, and hopefully in about another 5 to 7 minutes, all this will be done. We're almost done. The chicken is coming along. You see the kielbasa's got some good char on it. Probably another 2 or 3 minutes just to get it wrapped up. The vegetables are getting a good char. But I wanted to point this out to you because you've seen Sheila talk about cooking with water. And so I'm on my flat top here. I'll kind of show you here. And what I do is I got a thing of water. And if you just put some water on your vegetables like this, you see all that steam coming up, and it actually will saute them just as good as oil or some other thing. So it really works to help soften the vegetables up a little quicker than just letting them sit here on the grill. And you can see all the steam coming up from them. So it's definitely doing its job, and I can feel the vegetables softening up, getting to where we like them. If you like the vegetables a little less tender, a little more al dente, just take them off when you feel they're ready. Just grab a vegetable, take a bite of it. If it's where you want it, then you're good to go. If it's not where you're quite ready with it and you want it a little more soft, just let it sit there and cook a little longer. It's just cooking. Simple thing, just make it to where you like it or what works for you and your family. And I think here in a little bit I'm going to be adding some barbecue sauce to the chicken here, and we're going to let that cook. I'm just going to start pulling off my sausages here Get all them back there in the back. And then we'll be cooking some meat. I think the vegetables are pretty much done. I'm going to turn those off and let them just finish browning while they're sitting here. I think we are definitely in a good spot with most of these. And we'll be ready in a little bit. Another option, if you don't have a flat top like this, you can always just use your standard grill. Gotta get the stuff off, but we just have a standard regular grill. And one of the things that we use, we haven't used it much obviously because it's still nice and shiny, but you can get these baskets like this, and these baskets got a lid on it and it's got the thing, so you can put that directly on your grill and do the same thing and get a lot of good cooking in. So just some other ideas for you. Other thing I got, you know, when you're putting your vegetables on, you put some water on there, you can always grab, I have a lid up here that I can put on top of that and help steam them that way as well. So a lot of options, and you can do the same thing on your grill in your basket or a saute pan. One of the other things that we have, let's see, I think it's hidden here. Oh, it's right here. I have one of these that goes on top of your grill. So you can basically do the same thing as a flat top, but it lets the heat through, so you can go ahead and put some flavor on there as well. But you could put the sauce on, you know, like a barbecue sauce or what have you, but it would probably, obviously it's going to create some stickiness because you're going to be dripping through the hole. So alrighty, I'll be back with another update. See you in a little bit.
Welcome back. As you can see, Joe has come back from the flat top grill and everything looks phenomenal. So the kielbasa's cooked. You just want the caramelization that you want. It took about 10 to 12 minutes. It would depend on how hot your grill is and just how, I mean, like the chicken. Again, if you cut the pieces bigger, it's going to take longer. So this was 10 to 12 minutes. One side was the veg and one side was the chicken and kielbasa. So the potato, I wanted to show you, I cut one open so we could show you how we're going to serve this. But I wanted you to see, after 10 to 12 minutes, you see we've got this crispiness, just like when you have a baked potato. But the inside is tender and ready to go. So it is just the best cheater thing that I could ever say. So while I describe mine, do you want to make yours? So I'm serving mine with, hopefully this can get it. I've got some nutritional yeast on here with some garlic and pepper and then some green onions because I absolutely love green onions on a baked potato. And then I'm going to serve myself a big helping of the veggies. And then I'm going to serve it with some beets. And I don't know if you know this, but according to Dr. Esselstyn, beets are part of the green family. So just as good for you. Or, I mean, it's got different properties, but it's up there with kale and broccoli. So I had bought these beets last week at the market, and I had pickled them myself. So I've been eating off of them. You'll see some are darker than others because some are the golden and some are the red ones. So that's what I'm going to serve with mine. Joe, you want to talk about yours?
Pretty simple. I'm not big on a lot of stuff on my potato. Your basic butter, salt and pepper, nothing special with it. You know, some people get into doing the whole loaded baked potato thing and putting cheese and all that other fun stuff on there.
That used to be me a long time ago.
That's totally up to you.
Want some veg?
Yes. Okay. One of the nice things about us eating the way we do is I like vegetables and everything in there I like except for the mushrooms. So as I'm eating my meal, I can just toss my mushrooms over on her plate, yes, and she gets little extra goodies out of it.
This is also a great meal if you're having company over, because then once it's cooked, everybody just goes down the line and fixes their plate, whatever they want. So I'm going to give mine a try. I don't know why he walked away. So I'm going to try mine. So hot. Delicious, simple meal, and the leftovers, if we have this on a Saturday night, the next day, that might be going with some potatoes to make a tofu scramble. Joe could also take these peppers and onions and make a sandwich with the chicken. The other thing you could do is you could add some pasta with the kielbasa and some of the veggies and maybe a little bit of marinara on there. So there's lots of different things you can do with this meal and eat on it for a few days. So thank you so much for joining us. Let us know in the comment if you make kielbasa or the cheater ones, what other veggies would you add? Would you add zucchini? What would you add to this to let it give us some more ideas? So thanks so much for joining us. If you like what you see, if you could like and subscribe, we'd appreciate it. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week on One Dish, Two Ways.